one idea I have for you guys, when you mentioned winegreens also, see, you have some sampling mindset. Just coming with this bowl of matri is a great idea. You know how, I don't know whether you remember, but there's a cheese and cracker snack in the US which is very popular amongst kids.
Yeah, it's like a small one.
It's a small one with like 2 crackers. I think you guys should make matri-achar sampling packs.
Yeah.
Half and half.
Yeah,
Right? This is like half and half, right?
Correct. Because if you only give like achar in that छोटू सा thing, right? Like a Viva or whatever.
That's what we have currently.
वो कोई खोलेगा नहीं.
Correct.
कोई अचार ऐसे नहीं खाता है ना. तो उसको जब खाना होगा तो वो कहाँ पड़ा होगा. It's like those chili flakes, oregano stuff. It just goes inside somewhere and you never know where it is. So even if you sample it on Blinkit or whatever, no one's going to open it. Correct. But if you put 2 pieces of matri, then the guy like खाने का है.
I'm going to get working on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So just 4 sticks of matri or even like 2 sticks.
I think anything.
सही चीज है. सही चीज है ये. ये 2 चीज ऐसे ये एक छोटू सा, like literally half of this, put a small plastic around it, and then you sample that to anyone buying tur dal, arhar, moong, or bhujia, anyone on Blinkit. Yes. Boss. Yeah. Second thing is, wherever your quick commerce dark store fulfillment is there, वहाँ पे golf course road पे there are 20 to 25 societies, right, each with 400 to 700 homes each.
Correct.
With 10 to 15,000 homes here serviced by 5 dark stores.
Right.
वहाँ पे तुम करो ना न्यूज़पेपर वाले के साथ दूध वाले tie up with handpicked and milk basket. They are all over these apartments every morning at 6 o'clock. हर एक में डे डाल दो तुम्हारा मटेरियल और वो ट्रायल पैक. कोई ना तो कोई खा लेगा घर में.
True.
Someone's going to eat it.
True.
And someone eats it, then you will see उस पे little farm लिखा हुआ है. So then sampling is important.
Correct.
So while you do this, I think the awareness part, do great sampling, do focus sampling. I wish I had a category where it was this easy to sample. Like it would be so beautiful. हमारा है नहीं, लेकिन shaving is a little tricky to sample because it's very hard.
Correct. No, that's a great idea.
And then go into offline retail once you start feeling the pull. Distributor call करता है, कोई दुकानदार call करना है, मेरे को stock करना है. यहीं पे golf course road पे every society का वो needs दुकान से.
Correct.
This puts things in perspective because a lot of times Aditya's closed deals with a lot of offline platforms and he's like, it's a good deal, we should go for it. And we'll be like, do we have to?
Yeah. Right, it's a good deal if they're paying you money.
Yeah.
If you tell you,
okay, I'll tell you what a good deal is. Right. A good deal is they buy the inventory with no return and they give you the cash. Correct. And you're not responsible for the working capital and you have no liability. That's a good deal.
Perfect. मैं तेरे को बोलूँगा मेरे को 200.
You sold it, you realize the money, it's game over. However, please remember, even that is not such a good deal because you will blow your reputation if it doesn't sell. So they'll never buy again. True. And no one else will buy again and they'll tell people. So it will seem like a good deal, but why to do? Correct. I think that's
so you should take, are those 200 jars better done even if I'm getting the money?
Sure.
In a Blinkit dark store which will go or in a store where they might, like you said, in sunlight, etc. We don't know. You're not designed for it, right?
Yeah.
So offline retail, cross the bridge when you get there. It's tempting to think about 0 to 1 journeys as founders.
Yeah.
It's a 0 to 1 journey, but it's a very expensive one.
Right.
Do the 1 to 10 where you've already started.
Yeah. See, by the way, offline retail is very similar to what many years ago when I started working, what MNC companies would look at India as. Right. So they would take an Excel sheet and they would put the population of India and say, wow, India is more than 1 billion. This is 1 billion people and this is the category and this is the category consumption in USA. So if we get to the same category consumption or even half the category consumption and multiply it by 1 billion people, this is the theoretical model. Right. Yeah. And they would get very excited and then they would come in and blow money in India, you know, in marketing, in setting up factories, in overdoing capex. And there you didn't have digital, which could give you a feedback loop in 5 minutes. You put up something and you know in 5 minutes whether it's working or not, right? True. You had no feedback loop. Your feedback loop was after you had spent 20 crores and gone bust. So retail is very much like that. And I'll say something which many people would have told you is that the quick commerce is the new retail.
Yeah.
It is not, I won't say it's a full replacement for a Kirana store, but it is the new Kirana store. It's the new age Kirana store. And you have a chance to get into it and they carry a lot more SKUs than a Kirana store carries. Right. So they have a much lower threshold for entry versus a Kirana store, and it works on both push and pull, more push than pull. Whereas a Kirana store works only on pull.
And there's so much of shelf space planning that you have to do in retail also. You have to do it right.
The other advantage, Niharika, on quick commerce is while they will have more shelf space, they're actually very limited also in their selection. Unlike an Amazon Flipkart, where if you search for a mango pickle, you will see 35 products.
200%.
Or a Blinkit, you will see 5.
True.
You're already in.
Correct.
They're not, if Little Farm is going to do well, they're not going to go to 7, 8, 9 green chili pickles or ketchup. Correct. They'll have a Kisan, they'll have Maggi, they'll have whatever. Two Brothers, Viva, and Little Farm.
Correct.
And if someone is searching for ketchup, in 5 में से एक तो add कर ही देगा.
True.
They're not losing a customer because they don't have like some regional ketchup brand.
True.
So quick commerce actually is now moving the momentum back to brands. who are strong on market share.
Correct.
Unlike Amazon, Flipkart, which took it to startups.
Correct.
Get quickly in the top 5.
Correct.
Yeah.
So quick commerce, if you're in the top 5, it's a moat.
True.
You will not be displaced in the dark store, unlike Amazon, Flipkart, everybody. So quick commerce is...
I'm sure just in quick commerce, you have massive out of stock opportunity.
Correct. Yeah.
That itself can increase your business by 50%.
Correct.
So would you rather work on just an out of stock opportunity in a current channel?
What is an out of stock?
Then
What's an out of stock opportunity?
most of the stuff is out of stock most of the time in most of the dark stores.
So our next two questions are sort of linked to
That's the biggest insight.
Next
in
two
quick
questions
commerce.
are kind of linked to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like like half the time because I keep checking every app randomly. रात को दिन में वो मेरा माल है नहीं है किस dark store में. अब there are tools to kind of do it. But still like I personally just like to see it. And there I do see those opportunities. Out of stock है क्यों है? अरे यहाँ से कहीं D-map या D-list तो इस dark store से तो नहीं हो गया. How do we figure that out and everything? And no one does it intentionally. सब seasonal shifts happen. होली है होली का सामान जाना है, दिवाली का सामान जाना है. तो उसमें मेरा damage नहीं होना चाहिए basically.
And out of stock actually damages your algorithm. I don't know if you know that. It really damages your algorithm and it takes time to build back.
Correct.
And generally brands which are fully in stock all of the time and have a very credible supply chain. And I think a lot of the quick commerce, a lot of people are focusing on quick commerce as a battle for branding or new products or new trial or getting stuff in. It's a supply chain battle. So you're only as good as your supply chain.
True.
And that's the way you need to start thinking about it.
True.
And if you just remain in stock, you will just win the algo itself. If you can be in stock all of the time.
Correct.
So I think that's a much better problem for you to tackle in your biggest channel, where your biggest business is coming from, where all your discovery is coming from.
Sure.
And will give you the max ROI because quite literally the inventory you should anyway have there.
Right.
So there is no theoretical incremental spend on it.
Right.
I'm sure there will be some incremental spend. You'll get some tool, you'll work on it, you have to get the working capital in. But to get that incremental business, it will be the cheapest way for you to get business is just to be in stock all of the time when you're searched for in these channels.
Correct. Very good. No, I think we can hop on to the inventory question first in this case since we're already talking about inventories. Now, one of the biggest pains for us as a brand is I'm still doing my order planning, forecasting how I was doing when I was doing 5 lakhs a month. On spreadsheets, पिछले साल कितना बेचा इस SKU का, what is the benchmark growth that I'm taking, or any discussion that we're having with category managers, like we're trying to build an SKU or go big with an SKU. Take all that into consideration. उसको spreadsheet पे डाला, material उस हिसाब से बनाया. Now, how much inventory should I have in my warehouse at any given point of time? How many inventory should I have in rotation? How much inventory should be there with them? Sometimes platforms also tend to overorder. Sometimes SKUs tend to overperform / underperform. So it can be very complicated and obviously at the same time be cash flow efficient, keeping the working capital in mind. So that is one of the biggest ways. I don't know how do I graduate myself from this, because if it's a nightmare for me as a CEO, it further translates to the whole organization because सब फटना शुरू हो जाता है the moment.
But issue क्या है इसमें issue?
How do you solve it?
इसमें issue is on seasonality है? Is it on unknown variables because you don't know how much inventory is in circulation? So is the issue with up and down volatility of demand? Is it with lack of data? What is the exact issue which you struggle with?
The exact issue, see, now we have data in the sense we've started among data, what I am selling, what the platform is selling, and in between, whatever is in rotation, basically, opening, sales, and closing, basically, across the country, basically, and including my own warehouse. Now, every time I'm falling short of certain SKUs, मैं उसको बढ़ाता हूँ, फिर next month I will fall short of the other SKU.
Why are you falling short?
Again, जैसे होली पे था, I planned कि होली है, we are pushing these certain SKUs. Still I could not meet the demand, So I don't know why, basically.
And were you overstocking on other SKUs? Is there anything where you're sitting on like 50 days of inventory and you don't know?
One SKU as of today, yes.
What is that? Like
that SKU is a winter product, totally, अब February में गर्मी थोड़ी जल्दी आ गई इस बार, right, so now I'm already sitting, उसका POs had slowed down already. Yes, correct. क्योंकि जबकि till Jan end, I was selling it like hotcakes.
So जो basic ये है कि when you're growing like this is you're growing, expanding and have omni-channel complexity. ये 20-25% inefficiency तो given है.
Right.
Beyond that, you should, what are your views?
I mean, beyond that, you have to use tools to solve these issues. You cannot manually use a spreadsheet.
Right.
There are many tools that you can buy, software that you can work with. But I think a few principles that you have to keep in mind. One is you need to have visibility of all your inventory. Right. I'm just going down to really basics, not going to buy this software and press this button, right? You should have visibility. You should know where your stuff is lying, where is it lying, is it going first in, first out,
Correct.
What are your expiry dates, how are the expiry dates moving and things like that. Then after that, you must have a very good bottoms-up forecasting process.
Yes.
From sales. from your sales guys, from the platforms that you work with, because they can help you. Listen, their supply chain, the best supply chain companies today are, even though they have a lot of misses and a lot of errors, for the complexity that they handle and the delivery that they do in 10 minutes, it's very clear that they are the best supply chain companies right now in India in this space.
Correct.
So I think learning from them, I would just go and ask them first, who is the best company in my scale, or let's say double or triple my size, and how do they do it? Why do they work better? Who is the person who's fully in stock or has 90% or 95% fulfillment?
Correct.
And what can I learn from them?
Correct.
I would do that. I don't understand your category, so it's very difficult for me to pass out a judgment like that. But if I was in your shoes, I would go and talk to them and get that. I would talk to the companies. I would talk to people who do supply very well, whose life depends on quick commerce. And in the founder community, there would be many people. I don't know if you guys have a VC. But if you had a VC, your VC would be able to connect you. But there are lots of people to help you, because you're not the first person to come across this problem. You won't be the last. And there are many people who are solving this problem. So accurate forecasting is super important. So you have to be able to focus. And of course, you're going to make errors, but the forecasting process will improve with every iteration that you create and every time you forecast again and again and again.
Like
You're a very
right
young
now, we're
company.
doing very manual, which I feel like we need to, of course.
You need to have
from
both.
that.
You need to have both. And then there are forecasting tools which can predict using AI. And I don't think they are very expensive. But unless you have visibility, unless you have basics, unless you have a good bottoms-up forecast, the tool can only do garbage in, garbage out. So the input into the tool needs to be pretty good to get a good output out. I don't think it's not a solvable problem, but it's a great problem to work on.
Also, another thing we were discussing, as we move further into tier 2, tier 3 cities, the complexity will change because demand will also change. Some
Taste profile will change.
Exactly.
So, like, for example, Punjab, with one of the quick commerce platforms, we were pushing KR, hame dalo. They said, Punjab achar is like aam papad, it's like a commodity. We took that risk, and now after core metros, Punjab, Lucknow, Kanpur are next biggest markets as of today. Now to go say, if I'm looking at say, Vizag or even say Madurai, where my knowledge is very limited. There might be very good markets, but how much stock to deploy over there? Certain platforms are taking our products over there. What kind of fill rates do I keep for that? That is also another question that I have. And I'm obviously trying to capture the category manager's mind as to, because obviously if they're pushing us, they're also seeing something, right? But I also don't want to get stuck with 5 lakh worth of inventory in a complete city where I don't want to get it back from, basically.
So at least and I agree with what Arjun is saying. I think the way we, at least very simplistically, the way we try to do it is, we will have a closing inventory by SKU, okay, by channel. So this Blinkit, Instamart, Zepto, Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, D2C, Horeca, and whatever else you might have, right? What is the target? By SKU, do you guys have targets for each of these platforms as at a founder level, at a key account manager level, or whoever in your team? Is there a target?
Maybe in terms of growth, yes.
Revenue.
Revenue growth
monthly or quarterly, let's say, right? Units, right? Growth नहीं, total. कितना बेचना है? उसके लिए
yes, of course. Revenue इतना है, हम यहाँ खड़े हैं, यहाँ से यहाँ
तो अगले महीने या अगले क्वार्टर में को इतना बेचना है,
जी,
इतना मैं मार्केटिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट अंडरराइट कर रहा हूँ इसमें.
ठीक है.
तो अगर 2 करोड़ का बेचना है तो लेट्स से मैं 50 लाख का मार्केटिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट स्पेंड कर रहा हूँ, एंड हेंस व्हाट इज द 3-year forward demand that could come from here, or sorry, 3-month forward demand that could come from here. And if you can put that down by SKU, by channel, this you should feed into an AI which can then start telling you when things are going wrong, when you start feeding it your weekly MISs.
Sure.
So do you guys do that right now?
No, not
to that extent. We
So
do it
you
on the overall MIS level, but not in this much
now.
detail.
So and your sales recon is like every day, week, month.
We track daily sales.
तो वो है ना आपका MIS बन रहा है.
Correct.
Just like how AI friendly are you both?
I think
getting
I'm
there.
fairly AI friendly.
Can you guys please start feeding your demand plan and your daily MIS into AI and start telling them that you need to act like a supply chain expert? Tell me where are my situations where I will either go out of stock or I'm going to go overstock. You will be amazed if you ask it the right questions with just this data, nothing else. It will start telling you upfront. कि यहाँ पे Instamart में you are, let's say your fill rate is X, you sold this much yesterday and you might need to sell more of, let's say, the pickle, you might go out of stock. And that will be at least a good early warning signal. And then after that, I think some of the tools, etc., will become helpful. But this is immediate today. Like literally today, you can go and
You want to
start
stop doing firefighting, like realize that
Dude, you have to, because this plan
you have to get off manual.
Right.
And you have to use AI. Like this is just the perfect AI use case. Demand plan, sales, early warning signals, founder can take quick decisions, reallocate inventory or whatever. It's not very hard. Like this will literally come, but this is too much for someone running a full-fledged business to take real-time calls on a daily basis. It's too much overload. You would rather spend your time with customers in the market, with the category manager of Blinkit, not with the purchase order inwarding guy.